This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Remember around 2017 when Tony Seba, the founder of Rethink X, predicted that electric cars would cause the oil industry to collapse by 2030? He sure got a lot of headlines. So did Bloomberg New Energy Finance's prediction of a global oil glut by 2026. There was a lot of talk about peak oil back then, but that was then. Now OPEC just came out and said it sees no signs of peak oil. It's just the opposite. OPEC sees, quote, robust growth. In 2020, the world consumed 91 million barrels of oil a day. Last year, it hit 105 million barrels, according to the U.S. Energy Information Agency. OPEC predicts it will hit 113 million barrels by the end of the decade, and it says oil demand will continue to grow through at least the middle of the century. We're worried about what we see happening at Jaguar Land Rover. First of all, we think Jaguar's strategy of going all electric and moving way upscale is beyond risky. It's dangerous. Now comes word that Land Rover will outsource development and assembly of the Defender to Stellantis North America, according to a presentation that it gave to investors. On the heels of that announcement, Joe Eberhard, the CEO of JLR North America, announced he's quitting the company to, quote, pursue other opportunities. Meanwhile, in China, the new electric Freelander brand that just went on sale was largely developed with Chery, and the price of a new Land Rover Evoque in the country dropped almost in half. Consumers can pick one up for just under $30,000. In the U.S., it starts around $50,000. They say that desperate times demand desperate measures, and these sure sound desperate to us. We also don't like what we see going on in Europe and are very worried about its auto industry. BMW and Mercedes announced yesterday that they're getting ready to talk to employee representatives, and you know what that means. They're getting ready to get rid of more jobs. That's what Volkswagen announced earlier this week. 19,000 jobs going away by the end of this year, and that was just in Germany. What we're seeing is Europe's auto industry starting to crumble, and we think it's only going to get worse and going to accelerate. We say Europe needs to do a lot more to protect its industry. Yeah, we're just gearheads from Detroit, but we've always respected the European industry, and we don't like the way things are going.
At Intrepid, we produce network hardware and software solutions, enabling vehicle manufacturers to innovate and design the next generation of modern mobility. Delivering scalable next-generation solutions requires thorough testing and validation of vehicle platforms. Intrepid specializes in network interfacing, data logging, simulation, and gateway capabilities. Intrepid's Neovi Cloud Platform provides real-time data collection, instant cloud upload, intelligent detection, advanced issue analysis, root cause identification, and remote update deployment. All of these steps ensure vehicles are cleared for production and ready for the road, taking your fleet testing into the future of mobility. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Despite 5 countries in Europe approving Tesla's supervised FSD, there's pushback against widespread adoption. Sweden's Transport Authority is recommending the EU vote against approval unless Tesla disables its ability to exceed speed limits. FSD has a feature called speed offset, which allows the vehicle to go over speed limits by a margin set by the driver. EU officials will meet at the end of the month to debate approving FSD. However, a final vote is expected to come later. In order to be approved, 15 of the EU's 27 member states, representing at least 65% of the population, must vote in favor of it. Speaking of FSD in Europe, Tesla faces a lawsuit from owners that could be very costly. Back in April, the Netherlands Road Authority, RDW, approved FSD, but it was only for vehicles with the current Hardware 4. This upset owners with Hardware 3 who were promised the system was capable of full self-driving. But they claim FSD will never work with Hardware 3. So, one owner launched a website in April seeking other Hardware 3 owners to negotiate a settlement or to pursue possible legal action. The initiative received 3,000 signups in its first week, but now it's grown to 7,000 owners, and a Dutch law firm is also supporting the case. If Tesla is forced to refund or replace the hardware, it could end up being very costly for the company. And in one last bit of FSD news, Elon Musk teased a couple of updates for the system. One will remember your parking preferences, quote, so that the car goes to the right location at your home, office, school, drop-off, etc. And the other update will allow owners to talk to the vehicle through Grok, the AI assistant from Musk's xAI. It will allow for natural language commands like turn right here or drop us off here. That feature is expected to arrive in about 3 months or so. Similar to independent repair shops, the U.S. military is also fighting for the right to repair its own vehicles. Currently, it's illegal for military personnel to perform maintenance on things like trucks, drones, and jets because while it owns the physical hardware, the contractor retains the IP on the software tools and manuals. So, even if a vehicle breaks down in combat, only approved technicians are allowed to fix it. Lawmakers have pushed for legislation called the Warrior Right to Repair Act, which would grant military personnel the access that they need. But it was stripped from the most recent version of the defense budget. So now the lawmakers are trying to include the act in future bills. But it may take more awareness from the public to make it through. According to a survey from the Specialty Equipment Market Association, nearly 80% of voters would support military right to repair. But prior to that, over 75% were unaware of the issue. Chinese automaker Chery recently launched a new pickup truck division for global markets that it calls Rely. But the Chery brand itself is also getting into the pickup truck market. And it looks to us like the new mid-size Stockman that it just revealed is a rebadged version of the Rely truck. The Stockman features a diesel plug-in hybrid powertrain and is also designed for global markets. So, there's a good chance the two brands will cannibalize sales from each other. However, Rely is part of Chery's commercial division, so it may be able to separate the two by gearing the Stockman to retail customers and/or making it a little more upscale. We asked our Autoline members about the cost impact of U.S. auto tariffs. We wanted to know whether they thought automakers, suppliers, dealers, or consumers carried the burden. Here's some of the feedback that we got. Don Swear said, just like everything, the eventual source of the money is the consumer. David Hamby agreed. The customer always pays, he said. Stephen Relea said, while consumers are impacted in higher vehicle costs, $1,500 to $8,000 per car, U.S. automakers and suppliers are absorbing billions in losses because of tariffs on steel, aluminum, copper, and auto parts. Car dealer profit margins are squeezed due to lower sales, with average car prices now past $50,000. And Mike McAllister had this to say, quote, tariffs threaten not only the automobile industry, but the entire economy of the U.S. And thanks to all you members out there who support Autoline, and especially for your feedback. Autoline is really well watched amongst people who work in the auto industry, including policymakers. And we like to provide a little insight into what you're all thinking. But that's a wrap for this show and this week. I hope that you have a great weekend.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, Solutions for Your Journey, CSP, the Composites Solution Partner, Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And thanks to the following YouTube and Patreon members.
At CSP, we work with OEM engineers across the country on their journeys to lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly vehicles. Learn more at thecsp.com.
Making a life full of memories, one road trip at a time. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Weather Peak Tires with a 70,000-mile limited warranty.
Wards is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.